Hello YouTube, welcome to our 8-month update for the tank. It's been a crazy month. So it started with my nitrates skyrocketing. Maybe skyrocketing is a bad word, but they essentially doubled. I've been running at about 5 parts per million of nitrates all up until month 7, and then they went from 5 to 10 in a span of about a week. And a week later, my SPS started losing a lot of color. The red planet faded, the green slimer, which was bright green, faded, the pink Cadillac faded, the Cali tort faded, everything essentially browned out. I had a whole bunch of brown sticks. So it took a lot of manipulating and changing things around until I think things are starting to improve a little bit now. So I'll tell you what I think caused this this problem. So if you've been following the first month or two of setting up the tank, it was way too clean. I wasn't feeding a lot. There was few fish. And nitrates were 0, phosphates were 0. The SPS frags were brown. And it occurred to me that the nitrates were too low, and from discussions in the forum, it seemed like that you need to have a little bit of dirtiness in the water, some nitrates, some phosphates. So I started overfeeding. I doubled the number of fish in the tank. Yeah, I was really heavy with feeding. It's 2 times with the auto feeder and lots of pellets, lots of flakes. And as the water started to get a little bit dirtier, we got 2 parts, 3 parts per billion of nitrate. The coral started to color up, which was good. But I was starting to notice some nuisance algae. Which wasn't so good. So at about 6.5 months, I wanted to get rid of the algae. So mind you, I didn't have a lot of algae. If you look at the video, you'll see actually very little algae, but it was just enough green hair algae that I thought it would be great if I could get rid of it. So I started using this new product called Vibrant Reef Cleaner, which is all over the Reef Central and Reef to Reef and Ultimate Reef, the magic cure for nuisance algae. And I started dosing it, and it did kill the green hair algae, which is great. But then what I didn't realize is that green hair algae was actually sequestering some of the excess nutrients in my tank. So with the green hair algae being out of the picture, I got really nasty cyano. I got an awful cyano outbreak, and that coincided with my nitrates going from about 5 parts per million to 10 parts per million. I started, I tried to treat it a little bit with the Vibrant, but it wasn't as effective. And I did some nopox, RedSea's NO3PO4X nopox, and dosed it for about a week to try to get my nitrates low. And it did actually, as soon as I started dosing nopox, my nitrates went down to 0. But then I got the cyano was still there, and I also got a bacterial bloom. So the tank was covered in nasty, slimy, white mucus. So I've decided that I'll have to essentially fix this nutrient problem the good old-fashioned way. And I did some research on this, and I've decided that doing daily, very, very small water changes was the way to go. So it's actually pretty easy. So in the morning, I get a 2-liter jug, and I take 2 liters out of the tank and put in 2 liters fresh water that I mix up. It works great. It takes a couple of minutes, not a lot of effort on my end. I took out the bubble magus curve A5, which was, skimming really well the first few months when my buy load was kind of light. So I just replaced it with this Bubble King Mini 160 by Royal exclusive. So this is high-end pump, it's high-end skimmer. It is obviously a lot bigger than the bubble magus. You can see the reaction chamber on it. The pump is, I would say, about twice as big as the bubble magus. So this is a huge skimmer. It's been running for 2 days, and look how much stuff it managed to remove from the tank. So it's just been 2 days, but so far I am extremely impressed by all of the crud that it's been removing from my tank. I've added 2 liters of siporax into the refugium. So before I had a bottle of Chaeto, which wasn't really doing anything. So I added the siporax with the goal, with the hope that it will actually cut down my nitrates. So the skimmer went online 2 days ago. The siporax went online 3 days ago. So I'm going to be watching my nitrates and see. I'm not going to change anything. I'm still going to feed the same. Light cycle is going to be the same. Everything is going to be the same, and we'll see whether these 2 guys can bring down my nitrates. Lesson learned: too much nitrates could very quickly brown out your corals. I mean, I couldn't believe it. This guy over here, the green slimer, was just beautiful fluorescent green, and it's now an ugly brown stick.